Hey, welcome back to Dee and Dory.
Yes, welcome back to our channel. Hopefully you've had a beautiful week and you're enjoying spring weather and all that comes with it.
We got sunshine.
Yeah, sunshine and spring cleanup.
Yeah, right. So today, what we thought we'd show you is a couple of toppers that Dory made, that being me, that she didn't turn out. She was ready to trash them.
Yes, she was ready to trash them. They were ugh.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the pink one that I made.
And no, you're not. You're not going to start with the
no,
pink one.
I'm not.
You're going to start with our inspirational saying.
Good thing we get inspired by things.
That's why there's two of us doing this.
Yes. Okay. This one is by Winston Churchill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was born in 1874, died in 1965. I didn't do the math.
1874?
Yeah, and
Really?
died in 1965.
I don't do math
So
in my brain.
I think that's 90,
I was going to say
89 or
He
91.
lived a long time. No.
91.
No. Let me figure this out. Died in 1965
Yeah,
minus
1874. We had to get our calculators. We used
91.
91. Ooh, was I good?
Yeah,
or
you
what?
were good. You were good.
All right, so he was 91. And we know him as being the British Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. But what I did not know is that he did it twice, 2 times, but not consecutive.
Oh, really? He had a break in between.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. But here's what he said. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak.
Mm-hmm.
Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen.
Oh, I like that, the bottom part.
Sit down and listen.
Yeah, sit down. Well, because so many people feel that the only way you can express yourself is by being vocal, which there's a time and place, but there's also a time and place for sitting down and listening.
Yes.
And it takes courage to do that because it takes a little bit of humility, and how else do you learn?
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
It took courage for me to do this video.
Yeah.
Because it shows how crazy things can be sometimes.
Yeah, and I have nothing. I'm just here for support.
She's
today.
here for support, but that's okay because she gave me lots of support. So I'm going to start. I really am going to start with the pink one. So I made this. It was going to be part of my Fabricista make, actually.
Yes, it was.
So it was Kwik 5045. And so I made the dress on this right here for the Fabricista make. And I thought I would make a little jacket. I think it's View B cover. It's called a cover-up. So I was going to make the cover-up out of a pink fabric, and I thought that would look really good together. Well, I made it, and as you can tell, it's long, and I thought it'd be really cute. The problem is not the pattern. The problem is the person who thought that fabric would work out of that.
Yeah, the fabric was not as light and flowy as it could have been.
It was too heavy, actually, for that pattern.
Yes.
And it's funny because it said you can use lightweight broadcloth. So I thought that pink was
Light
going to
enough.
work.
But it didn't.
So I made it, and it looked like I was in the choir. It looked like a choir coat.
It did.
So I'm like, I don't like this. So I took 12 inches off.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it off. 12 inches. And I usually like long cover-ups, you know. I took 12 inches off.
The length.
Still didn't like it. So I'm like, maybe if I add some little lace trim. So I add some lace trim. Still don't like it. So I thought, what am I going to do with this? Mm-hmm. And so I put it on my dress form.
Yes.
Which was amazing to do.
Yeah, but you had shown me it, and we were like, you just kind of like, how can we do something different?
Let's drape it, drape it differently.
Yeah, and that's what we did initially. That's what got you going. Then you went to the dress form.
Then I went to the dress form, and I realized that if I took one side of it and tucked it up, mm-hmm. and somehow I was going to have to, I thought about tying it or doing something to keep that up so that the other side then could be draped over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was putting snaps in the seam.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't show out on the outside. I put snaps in the seam. And that was the first time I ever done snaps.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a snap setter. So you can do it without a snap setter. I'll tell you about that. So snaps have 4 parts to them. They have the actual snap button part.
Okay.
And then they have the little prongs that go into that.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the part where the snap goes into.
Uh-huh.
And the prongs that go into that to keep
Right.
that on. So I used a hammer, which was okay for the part that didn't have the little knobby on the snap. So one of them I put on and I hit it with the hammer and the snap went so far in it wouldn't snap anymore.
Yeah.
So they say once you put a snap on, that's it.
How did you get it off?
My husband.
Oh.
I'm like,
he comes in handy.
I'm like, husband, I cannot do this. I don't know what, I can't get it off. So he got off with pliers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I read some little instructions somewhere that says you can use a spool.
Oh.
A wooden spool.
As your base.
To put it and then tap on the wooden spool.
Then you don't
So I
smash
thought
in
that
the
was a
little-
good idea.
The little prong thing.
So that's what I did. And so you can put snaps in without a snap setter.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
With
good.
a hammer.
You used a wooden spool?
I did.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think maybe the plastic
I
ones
don't
would
know.
work. I don't know.
I know the styrofoams probably
the
wouldn't work.
styrofoam wouldn't work. It'd
But the
smash
wooden
it.
ones did good. So I fixed it up. So I put it up to the dress form, did the draping, and then I'm like, I want a button there.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I had a really pretty big button, but I didn't know how to make a buttonhole to fit it. So I didn't have enough time to really investigate how to do that. I'm sure there's a way that I could make a buttonhole.
It needed to be larger than what your button
Larger than what my buttonhole maker would do. Because it will only go up to, I
a
think,
certain. Yeah, they only
inch
go up
and a
to,
half or
yeah.
something like that.
And it was
This
much larger, a great big one.
It was a great big button, so I thought it'd be cool on there.
Yeah.
But I didn't have time to really mess with it. I had to get it
to
done.
do the research to find out.
Yeah. So I did put the button on, cute little button, and it adds a little something to it, and draped it. So would you like to see the reveal? First, we'll show you what it looked like before, and then we'll show you what it looks like. Unfortunately, I don't have the
real long
version. I didn't think that anyway, I didn't. You can't see it with the 12 extra inches on. I don't think I have a picture right now.
No, I don't think you took it.
Yeah. So anyway, I can show you the reveal.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Isn't that cuter?
Yes, it is. It's much nicer the way you
Yeah.
refashioned it. Yes. And you draped it. Yes.
Yeah, and you can see at the end when I unsnapped it and everything, that's how it would have looked.
Yeah.
And it just would not have worked with that fabric, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a problem with Kwik 5045. I think it was a problem with the sewer. The person who chose the fabric.
Yeah, it needs to be really lightweight.
So I was going to make this to go with my Fashionista fabric.
Oh,
And then I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. I'm going to make a different topper. So I got out Kwik Sew 3181 and decided I was going to make this topper. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a different topper, and I'll use some FabricMartFabric from Fashion Bundle. And so I decided to make Kwik Sew 3181, like I said. this view here. I thought that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought would look good. I like the view. It has little
Points on the end?
points on the end, and the back and the front.
They're really
Yeah.
called, but...
And so it says firm knit fabrics.
Oh, it does. Firm knit fab. This is not really... I wouldn't consider this too firm.
Well, it didn't look good.
didn't?
You'll see it in the reveal of what it was before, but it kept curving up, like at the bottom of the where the bottom points were. That kept curving.
Oh, that's
up.
right. I remember you showed me, and
Yeah.
it kind of flared out.
It
like
flared
this.
out, yeah.
It was like, really?
So I'm like, okay, I'm cutting off those points and just making it straight across.
Because it's supposed to lay nice
Flat,
and straight.
yeah. So I did that. I cut it off. I cut off the points. I said, okay, I'll make it straight in the front. Still did it.
Okay.
So
That
I was
didn't
like,
quite sound right.
something's wrong. And I couldn't figure it out. And this is where my husband again came to my rescue. And he's like, well, the problem is the inner facing is longer than the jacket. You need to make it shorter.
Really?
So I had to tear apart where
Yeah.
I had done the bottom seam and make it shorter.
Okay.
So I don't think it was the pattern. So it might have been the pattern though, because I had problems even with the neckline.
Yeah.
I
you
just
did.
think
Yes, you did.
the pattern has something wrong with the neckline.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I really like Kwik Sew and I thought that would be cute. But
Mm-hmm.
so anyway, I cut off the points, and then after my husband looked at it, he said, "Well, you didn't have to cut off the points because it's this facing that's too long."
Mm-hmm.
And
How
that's
did you
what's
know
causing.
that?
I don't know, because he said, and that's what's causing it to pull up.
Yeah. Okay.
So we took and shortened all that. I had already cut it off, so we fixed that point. But now then, this flap, which they don't say to top stitch,
No.
they don't have
It's
it top
not-
stitched.
it's
It is not top stitched. I still had problems with this flap tugging on the bottom.
Yeah. Still wanted to pull. Huh?
So he said, we did some research and we're like, oh, maybe I should embroidery some design. I wanted some way to tack this down without
Yeah.
being seen.
Right.
I didn't want it to be seen. I didn't want to see tack marks or anything. So I said, well, how about if I put fake buttons on both sides? Yeah, that was his idea. He was like, no, I don't think so. He had the same reaction you did. So we were looking up stuff on the internet about different designs we could put on it or something. And then he said, just add a pocket. I said, oh, I love pockets. I'll add pockets. So I'm downstairs and I'm cutting out and I got the pockets cut out. And he's like, runs down and he says, no, don't use a pocket.
Yeah, that wouldn't have looked nice.
He said, I think it won't work. He said, let's see what you got in lace. And I'm like, lace? So I pulled out this lace here, which you see here. And he said, we'll make it look like it's a pocket, but it's not a pocket.
It's really cute.
And so what it does is it catches the facing so that the facing lays down now. It doesn't pop out. And we just put these fake pockets on both sides. And it worked! So now I like it.
Very
and I think
nice.
it's actually cute with a little lace on it.
Yeah, I do too. It turned out great.
Yeah, something I can just throw on with jeans or whatever, or skirt or
Yeah.
whatever. It turned
Very
out to be a
nice.
nice topper after all.
Yeah.
So-
So are we going to see the reveal?
Oh, would you like to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the before and then you'll see the after.
Okay. All right.
What a big difference.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
Great, great.
And I still liked the points in the back, so I just left them in there.
Yeah, it looks cute that way.
My own design.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is when you the they used to say the moral of the story.
Ooh, we have a moral to the story.
You don't give up. I mean, you can rescue something without, when it first kind of looks like, oh, this is a big disaster, I can't do anything with it. Sometimes it's best just to let it sit for a little bit, brainstorm, put it on your dress form and see if you have one or a friend and see what you can figure out with it. Just try different ways.
And it's very interesting because during the 3 weeks that I was not feeling well, those are the 3 weeks I had every single thing I made had to be reconfigured in some way. If you remember the knits that we did, and the knit top was supposed to be a skirt. So it was like, when you're not feeling that well, maybe you just shouldn't sew.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
You weren't totally in love with sewing during that point in time. And it didn't show.
It wasn't so good. But we've made up for it now.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
And
you rescued them, and they look great. In fact, I like the pink one better than the original design.
Yeah.
I really like that. And you did a nice save on this one.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Or your hubby did.
Oh, my husband did. Yeah. So both of these patterns, again, I might think Kwik Sew might have had a few errors in the pattern.
Yeah, in the way the pattern was made.
This one was just my fault. I'll own up to this one.
But not this one.
Well, it might have been also the fabric that I used for this one too. Even though it says a firm knit.
It says firm knit.
This kind of knit is almost like a scuba knit. It's almost too firm.
Yeah, it says for light to medium weight woven and firm knit. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think it would be good out of a woven.
Maybe the firm knit would be for the dress, and then, but they've got them in the same fabric.
I know. I don't know.
Showing. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But,
it worked out. You rescued it.
As Winston Churchill said,
have courage.
Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen.
Yes.
So, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Trash to save.
Trash to save. It's like, yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
So hopefully you enjoyed it, and it'll inspire you when you have one of those oops moment with your sewing, and you know, rescue them. Think outside the box. Get your creativity going.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, see if you can save the fabric to cut something else out with. Right? Get something else out of it.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
all right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
Like, forward. You said subscribe.
And comment. We love to hear your comments.
Love your comments.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Happy sewing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.